Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with another review. And today, I have the Keurig K-Mini Coffee Maker. This little guy is perfect for anybody with a small apartment, or maybe you've got limited counter space where you can't actually fit a full-size Keurig on your counter. It's incredibly portable, which means you can take it with you everywhere. Maybe you're going on vacation and you want to wake up to a beautiful cup of Keurig coffee in the morning, or maybe you're one of those folks that likes to go glamping, which is sort of camping, but a lot of the comforts of home come along. This is perfect for plugging into a portable power station outside your tent and brewing that cup of coffee in the morning. Now, before I get too deep into the review, I always like to start with an unboxing just to show you everything that's included with the product, and then I'll talk about some of the features that really make this product special because I love this little guy and I'm a huge fan of Keurig products, so I think this product is going to be pretty impressive for you. So let's get started with the unboxing. So when you open up the box, inside you'll find the K-Mini. Now, I do want to talk about one thing that I like a lot about the company is they're very environmentally conscious. So when you open up a Keurig product, you're not going to find a lot of styrofoam, a lot of plastic in there. Pretty much everything that this is packed in is completely recyclable, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Here's the packing that comes with it. These look like egg crates. So what they've done is actually vacuum formed cardboard that's completely compostable to hold this inside the box. So the packing, the box, everything that comes with it is completely recyclable. And I know that's a small point, but so many times you get a product and there's tons of styrofoam in there and a lot of plastic bags, and I always worry about all that recycling. So I like the fact that they're environmentally conscious. Also inside the box, you'll find a full instruction manual, a warranty registration card. Make sure you send the registration in to warranty the product. That way you've got protection in case something wacky happens. There's also a comment card here where if you have questions about it, you can get a hold of the company and get those questions answered, and some advertisements for K-Cups. Now, the cool thing about this product is even though it's small, it brews a beautiful cup of coffee. It's less than 5 inches wide, so it's tiny. It'll fit on any counter pretty much. And again, it's totally portable. So some of the things that really set it apart, there's no water reservoir. Now, normally a Keurig product has a reservoir that clamps on the side. You fill that with water and you leave it there. The challenge with that, though, is it adds a lot of bulk to it. So the way this product works is really simple. You'll fill a cup, and again, you can brew an 8 ounce or actually a 6 ounce up to a 12 ounce cup of coffee. You'll fill the cup you want to make coffee in with water. Make sure it's clean water. Then you'll lift the back here. You'll pour the water in there. You'll close this, turn the unit on. It'll take a couple of minutes for it to actually warm up the water and start brewing your coffee. But once you drop the water in there, you open the front, drop your K-Cup in the top, close it, and just hit this big button, and that's it. So it's going to actually brew your coffee from the water you put in the top. There's no water left in the machine, so that eliminates a lot of the hassles with it. But I love the fact that your adjustment of how much coffee you're going to make is based on the mug you're using. Now here's another cool feature. You can actually pull a drip tray out. And if you're like me and like to bring these big carafes along where you want to get a 12-ounce drink of coffee there with you when you're out on the road, it fits in there, so it'll handle those travel mugs as well. A lot of the smaller coffee makers don't do that. They limit you to sort of a big mug, and there's no way to actually get something bigger in there. I like the fact that this is removable, so I can easily wash it, and this is large enough where if you're like me and sometimes you forget to put a cup in there because you're so excited about getting your cup of coffee, I don't know how you'd miss it, but if you pour the water in there and hit the button and don't put a cup underneath it, this has got enough capacity to handle a full mist brew, I guess is what I'd call it. So everything is thought through. Another cool feature is they built in, because of the portability, a little storage back here for the cord. So you can actually pull it out and use it. When you're done, you want to travel with it, you pop it in and you're good to go. So I like this a lot because we do spend a lot of time on the road, traveling, vacations, at the shore, whatever we happen to be doing. I'm not a glamping guy, but I do a lot of the other stuff. And I'll always show up like at an Airbnb or someplace that we've rented, and they just don't have a coffee maker. And one thing I love is a good cup of coffee in the morning. So I can pack this, I can pack a couple of K-Cups, and I'll take it with me. And then I know when I get up in the morning, I hit a button, and I've got a beautiful cup of coffee. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'm going to take a closer look at the unit and explain exactly all the buttons and indicators so you understand how to use it. And then I'll come back at the end and talk about some of the features that really make this cool, because if you're looking for a Keurig product, there's a lot of different models out there, and if you have plenty of counter space, you can get one of the more sophisticated ones where you can do all kinds of iced coffee and all the other things on it. But if you're just looking for a simple way to use the K-Pods to make a beautiful cup of coffee, this will do everything you need with this particular product. And the best part is, it's tiny. It's almost like they took the larger Keurig units and somehow put it in a shrink machine to boil it down to just the basic functions of making a cup of coffee, and that's exactly what this product provides. So stay tuned and we'll take a closer look at it next. On the top of the K-Mini, you'll find a single power button that turns the unit on and a large brew button. And the way you'll make the coffee is you'll fill a mug with however much coffee you'd like to make, between 6 and 12 ounces. You'll open up the top of the reservoir, pour that clean water in here, close that up, then open up the front, and in here you can drop a standard K-Cup, and you'll notice it's a single needle design, so that'll pierce the top of the K-Cup, let the water flow through it to make your coffee down here. Once you put the K-Cup in, you'll close this and then tap the brew button right here, and that'll start the coffee process. On the side of that reservoir, there are actual markings, minimum of 6 ounces, maximum of 12 ounces. It's important you have more water than that bottom one in there because you can cause damage to the unit, and don't overfill it. You can't make more than 12 ounces of coffee in it. On the front of the unit is a removable spill tray, like I'd mentioned, so you can fit a really nice travel mug in here, and then when you're done, you can put this back in, and the spill tray will capture any dripping after you've made your cup of coffee, or if you're like me and forget to put a mug down there, it'll actually catch the entire brew cycle. On the back of the unit, they've got a cord storage right here, which is nice, so you can actually pull this out when you want to use it. It's got a nice long cord on it. Plug it in when you're done, just tuck that cord back inside, tuck that in there, and everything's packed away nice and neat. That's pretty much all there is to know about the unit. It's a really easy unit to use and brews a beautiful cup of coffee. I hope that closer look was helpful. Now here are a few key features that really make this product pretty special. And the first one is the size. I can't get past the fact that this is only 5 inches wide, which means it'll fit on pretty much any counter. And if you don't have any counter space or no place to leave it out, you could certainly fold up the cord when you're done and stick it in a cabinet underneath your sink, because it's incredibly easy to use, and they've got cord storage built in the back. So if you want to make a cup of coffee, you'll take it out of the cabinet, plug it in, you'll drop water in the back right here, fill it up with water from the mug you're going to make the coffee in, pop a K-Cup in the front, close the lid, push the button, and boom, you got a cup of coffee. So I love the size of it, and it also makes it incredibly portable. So if you go on vacation and you like a cup of coffee like I do in the morning and you want to have a consistency in the coffee, bring it along with you. It's small enough to actually pack away and take with you, set it up, make your cup of coffee, and you're good to go. It's perfect for kids in college that don't have a lot of cabinet space, don't have a lot of counter space, and it's perfect if you're a big glamper. If you like to go out there in the woods and have the tent, but also have a good cup of coffee in the morning, could be a perfect solution for you. Another thing I like about it is the fact that I can remove the spill tray, because I do use travel mugs like this. And the first thing I thought when I looked at it was, oh my, if I can't put a travel mug in there, it's no use to me, because I don't want to brew it in a cup of coffee in a regular mug and then throw it in the travel mug. I want to be able to put the travel mug in there so it's big enough to actually handle a travel mug of that size. I also like the fact that the spill tray is incredibly easy to clean, because, I don't know, maybe it's 1 out of 30, but every now and then I'll put a K-Cup in, forget to put the mug in, and hit the button and walk away, and I'll come back and there's no coffee and no mug, and I'm like, what happened with the Keurig? And it turns out it's in the spill tray. So you can clean the spill tray if you need to. As I mentioned, it's got the cord storage in the back. You can brew between a 6 ounce and a 12 ounce cup of coffee with this. And again, it all depends on what mug size you're using and how much water's in that mug. And that's a great way for you to sort of, regulate exactly how the coffee is going to be made. So if you want a big cup of coffee, get a 12 ounce mug, fill it up, pour it in the back, or you can use a 6 ounce mug if you'd like as well. I love the fact that the unit is energy efficient in one respect. After you've brewed your cup of coffee, 90 seconds later, the unit turns off. So it's not going to sit there warming up water and turning on all the time and eating up electricity. It's going to turn off, so it's incredibly conservative that way. Also, there's not a lot of cleaning involved. I mean, you'll have to clean the pin on the front, the pierce pin, and there's instructions on how to do that in the manual. And you'll want to wipe this down every so often in the back. But the nice part is, unlike a lot of the Keurigs that have a carafe on the side full of water, you don't have water sitting in there all the time. So when you're making a cup of coffee with this, the water comes right out of the faucet or out of a water purifier. You pour it in the back, it makes the coffee, and nothing stays in that carafe in the back. So everything is pretty cool about it. And again, I'm blown away that Keurig could actually take all the functionality of their larger units to make a cup of coffee and somehow hit it with a shrink machine and shrink it down into a basic functional unit like this, which brews a very nice cup of coffee, just like the bigger ones, but it's tiny and portable and it's adorable. Look at this thing. So anyway, that's all I had for today. I really appreciate you viewing. I hope you found value in this clip. And until next time, stay nerdy.